The second layer I see to this reading today is where I clarify with these triple eights I have. Eight of Wands, Eight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, and the Hierophant is here, touching all these corners, is the Death card and the Magician. And that tells me that whatever decision you made with that King of Swords and the action you took, the communication you had with that Page of Wands, while your participation in the communication may have been very minute, information came into you, whether energetically or just an instinctual knowing. It was something that clicked. It was something that struck a nerve on something you believe in or something that you hold dear and kind of sacred to you, that had this, it was a spark. It kind of ignited something. And it was how fucking tired you are of the situation. It's like, try as you may, try as you might, you cannot seem to get, when people are like, get over it, get over it, get over it, and just do it. It's something that you couldn't just get over it because you couldn't get through it either. You couldn't get through to it. So if you're relaying information to another person, it's like they just could not comprehend or did not understand. If you were doing something at work or trying to convey something very specific, the way to do a job, or details that matter, or just things that seemed obvious, things that are obvious to you but oblivious to others, or people were aloof to. It's like, now it's no way that you cannot see this. Like, this is that polka dot, pink, purple, orange, striped elephant in a cubicle, and it is, I can't breathe. It's a suffocation almost. It's not physically to me, but it's like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's the only thing that you can notice now. That's the only thing that you can see. And it's a communication from an outside source, I feel, or having a conversation with someone and hearing something very triggering that is like, wait a minute. If this is that, then let me apply this to something else. If a person is comparing, I don't know, they're just arguing a statement about, I don't know, something, I don't know, the way a car works. And they say, well, if you don't have enough of this going here, then this won't work. If this is clogged and that is, or this is broken, or if this is, if this filter needs to be changed and hasn't been changed, your car's not going to operate properly. And the answer could be to get an oil change, get a new filter, or what have you. If your air filter is dusty and it hasn't been changed, change it. Now the airflow in the car will work better. It's something so random that made this drastic difference, that sparks this grand realization, like, yo, my job is the fucking clogged air filter. I can't breathe in here. It's stifling. It's stagnant. So that's when a person's like, oh my goodness, why couldn't I see that distinction before? Why couldn't I see that correlation and that similarity before? Because it was a subjective view, because this is seemingly something different that should be compartmentalized. You didn't think that they were one and the same. Your career and your relationship and your place of residence and, whatever else you may be doing, it can all correlate in a very similar way if you just take the label off of what it is. If you can look at one problem objectively and find the solution, apply that to the other areas of your life. And I feel like that's something that has happened here, where you may be about to finish out a term or a lease agreement. They're 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years, whatever. And you're like, okay, well, damn. Honestly, just because this was the place that I lived, it had its perks, but it had this, and this going on with it. And it was painted over and this and that. Where else is it doing the same thing where they're skimming over and overlooking and just barely getting by? At work, people aren't paying attention. They're not doing a thorough job, and you know what I mean? It's a broken system. It's kind of the same thing. You keep having plumbing issues and plumbing issues. It's the same thing as a reoccurring over and over and over. It's the foundation. It's the structure. It's not just you. You're not the cause of something that was already underlying. And that's where the death card and the magician come in. Okay, well, let's break this shit down with all these eights. You have the Eight of Cups, Eight of Wands, and Eight of Pentacles. If I go back to one wand, one pentacle, one cup, we actually see that in this spread. The King of Swords, the Page of Wands, and I see the Page of Pentacles. It's like, with my knowledge accrued and all of the know-how that I have and all the information I've uncovered, discovered, realized, I have the mental maturity and the mental capacity to troubleshoot and problem solve anything that may come into me, that may come up. So I'm going to take that wisdom with me. You have the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. They're in opposite directions. So it's like, I can scale back and give a little and still get what I'm getting. I can still pay my rent and whatever, but I'm not going to put any more work into this home and renovate and paint and doing all that extra shit. Or, and the Page of Wands is in a completely different direction. I'm going to start looking around and finding other options and outsourcing, networking with other people, different places of employment. You know what I mean? So it's a big assessment here that I see. But the King of Swords is looking at something where, and I said all the suits were here, the Page of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Nine of Pentacles. And it's crowned with the Queen of Swords. The King of Swords sees the Queen of Swords. And there's a question of, because the feminine focus is self-sufficiency, it's independence, it's just abundance in general. There's a lot to be discussed between them. They're working with two different elements here, but they're conjoined with the High Priestess. They're both in the state of having logic and comprehension and to be understood. But the way in which they show up, it's almost a question. Is this viable? Is this something that is desired? I really don't know what it is once I step into it, and I really just have to see. But Page of Wands, Page of Cups, it's worth a shot. Let me reach out. Let me send correspondence. Let me send the energy of affection or the energy of interest in this particular way. Because what I feel is both desired, and this looks like this could be a job offer where a King of Swords type energy can have a conversation with a person with a Queen of Swords type energy and find commonality and find that they're actually very similar, that they have something to share with one another, where the Nine of Pentacles female or person with a feminine energy has experience in a particular regard, and the Page of Cups is just putting the information out there. It could be a job inquiry, or saying, this is what I need, or I'm looking for this, and it actually combines the two. They're more alike than they really notice. And that King of Cups energy is paired with the Knight of Cups, Six of Wands, and the Chariot. There is definitely movement. Chariot, Six of Wands, Knight of Cups. These are all movement cards. They all indicate to me that a person is going to trailblaze through, and not just get over, but get through something so that they can get to what they want to be recognized for, what they would applaud themselves for. It's like, it's being proud of your accomplishments. It's being proud of the things that you chose to go forward and go with. You know what I mean? And there's a fear here. There's a fear that, having taken so long, that this Ace of Cups will be, there's a Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Ace of Cups, Six of Cups, Knight of Swords, Three of Swords. It's almost, it's a fear, like exactly what I did, like karma. As I can see, like the outcome cards are Six of Pentacles and Judgment. Everything that I've done will be done back to me. Even though this circumstance and this life direction had nothing to do with a particular person, it was life in one area and life in another area, like split. My life here is chaotic. It's, my life at work is this, it's drama, it's gossip, it's this and it's that. And my life in my apartments is calm, it's peaceful. No one knows what I do for a living. Nobody knows how work went. I don't discuss those things, or vice versa. It could be, the things that home going in disarray, or in a relationship going in disarray, and at work you're cool, calm, collected, everything's fine. But it's almost like your participation and the things that you may have even come to terms with that you didn't do correctly, or that were amiss, could trickle over and you be, I don't know, like your karma coming back to you through the pursuit, or like, if you have karma with your residents, or something like that, where, I don't know, a month you didn't pay, or just anything. Like your karma could come back from something that you definitely did want. Like you skipped a payment on a bill, but you're expecting money from a settlement or something, and you decide, okay, I'm not going to pay that bill, or what have you, and then your money is stalled. Or, it affects you. You're almost seeing it as if this one thing will affect another. What I did in this situation with my residents, or with my job, or with my relationship, this new thing that I'm going into could possibly deliver the karma that might be coming my way. It's almost like a trepidation, almost a fear that whatever you've sown in your eyes that may be negative may be received from a place, a person, or a situation that you actually do want to go in a successful way, or like old issues, or old memories, or old things from the past may come up and disrupt this newness that's coming in. But there's finality, and it's whatever's ending, especially coming up on Christmas and this whole transit that we're about to enter. It is what it is, and it's not what it's not. And this is going to be very, very clear. So upward and onward. The past is really exiting center stage, and it's going to close itself out. So have no fear there.